Hey everyone, and welcome back to Remember This Tech. In today's video I'm going to be going over a PC parts hunt deal that I got behind me. Not this is for another future build, but we're going to use that to test some of these parts and see if they're any good. Now first off, I'm doing this episode because a lot of you might have known or seen that the price of RAM and SSDs and NVMe's are going up through the roof. I'll show you what I got, and we're going to test some of these things and see if they work, because they haven't been tested. Now, a lot of you are thinking, well, that looks like it's older stuff. Well, some of it is, some of it isn't. And we'll get into this in a little bit. Nowadays, things are really expensive. Upgrading PCs, especially on the RAM front, is expensive. So let's break down with a few of the things that I got, and we'll jump right into the testing and see if we got a good value or not. But first off, I picked up 16 gig DDR4 to 8 gig sticks, 3200 megahertz, and this is SK Hynix. Just two 8 gig sticks here. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's not really a great deal. I only paid 35 bucks on used market, and providing that it works, well, I might have saved myself like 50 bucks. Because it is expensive now, and I don't think it's being made too much anymore. Now, when I was there picking it up, the guy was like, hey, you interested in any more parts? So I was like, well, might as well. Let's see what you got. Now, he had this AC Bell P2B 500 watt bronze non-modular power supply. It's got some heft to it, which gave me a little hope at least. Now, I didn't test it. I didn't have time to test it. It just has a 24-pin ATX, has the power supply, it has a CPU power, 2 4-pin here, and it does have 2 6-pin, 2 8-pin, depends, there's that little 2-pin here that can flip off to power a GPU. And then the rest is just, there's here one lead with 3 SATA power and another one with another 3. Now, it says it has 20 amps on the 3.3 volt rail and 20 amps on the plus 5 volt rail. That's 100 watts. On the plus 12 volt rail, there's 38 amps at 456 watts, with a total of 500 watts between that. So now, this is always a gamble. Power supply used bronze, no name, 85 plus it says, but he wanted 10 bucks for it. So if it works, it will, and I have to test it with the power supply tester, of course, and these are invaluable, then it'll be good for a flip PC or, and then he was like, well, I'll give you something, you don't have to pay for it. And I'm like, oh, what is this? On the surface, it looks pretty cool, right? You got DVI, VGA, and HDMI out. So I was like, looks shiny, looks new. I wasn't hoping for much, but it's free. So I was like, does it work? And he's like, yeah, it works. So I went home and I looked it up, and it is a 2 gig GT730. So it's not a gaming card. You may see them on Amazon as selling for gaming cards, but they're not. They're not really capable of much of anything but basic YouTube browsing, desktop, and really old games. But it looks brand new, and they're going for between $65 and $89 on Amazon. They're still selling them. So I was like, fine. I could use this for a test card. I could put it in an entry-level PC, just, one that doesn't have a GPU, and it doesn't take any separate power, so that's a bonus there too. And then this I did not buy from him, but is for, it's a 6 gig Zotac 1060 GTX 1060 video card. And it's a 192-bit GDDR5 video card. You may be like, oh, that's an old card. I mean, yeah, but I paid just under 50 bucks for it. And you could put it into a decent system, and you might get some 720p, 1080p entry-level gaming, and knock it out of the door for someone who just needs an entry-level PC, Roblox, or whatever, Minecraft couple other indie shooter games that it might do okay. So out of the door, if everything works, we're just shy of 95 bucks. Not bad for 3/4 worth of a PC system. You know, I mean, we don't have a motherboard, we don't have a GPU, but we got a test system behind me, and we're going to throw everything in there and see if it works. And if it does, not too bad. PC parts hunt deal. Let's get to testing, shall we? Come on, let's go! First things first, you always want to test the power supply, especially used, prior to turning it on, putting it in the computer system. Now you basically could take the chance, do whatever you want, but with this unit, it's only like under $10 for this basic power supply tester, and it's worth its weight in gold. I have saved myself a few times. So first of all, you're going to plug in the 24-pin power here. You're going to see if there's any Molex. You can test those as well. There's also right here, there is 8-pin, 4-pin for the power supply. So you want to plug that in too, because you sure as heck want to make sure that that's good. So, and now that we plugged this in, we've kind of normalized. Here you can see. All right, we've got 12.3 on the negative 12, 12.2 on the positive 12, 5.2 on the 5-volt rail here, and we've got 5.1 on the 5-volt rail, and the other, looks like there's two 12-volt rails, so it's another 12.3 and 3.4. So we are testing good on this power supply. Can't see if you can see it on here. So like I was saying, if you ever are doing any PC repair, PC parts, hunting, etc., this is worth its weight in gold, because if you put in a bad power supply in your system, you just could burn up everything, and this will save you hundreds of dollars just for this under $10 part. Yeah. So, and here's a 6-pin. First things first, let's take out the known good RAM and put in the new RAM that we got. And test it out at least. Maybe see if we can hit some XMP profiles. I mean, it probably, well, I have no expectations about that, but if you can at least run at like the 3200 megahertz, great. I mean, that's what it's spec'd at, so. Starting up, see if we get any errors, see if we can get into the BIOS. Alright, so DDR3 is posted at 3200 megahertz. Perfect. 16 gig. Not too bad. Yep, SK Hynix. Not too shabby. So we know that's good. We know the video card's working too. Let's exit. Let's boot up into Windows. Let's load the drivers. Let's test the video card. Test this other card. Well, you know, such that it is the freebie. It does look nice. I mean, it does look a lot nicer than the other 730 cards. You know, I wonder if I should overclock the hell out of this thing and see if we can get actual playable frame rates in a video. Comment below if you want to see me overclock the snot out of this and test it out in 2025. Crappy GT 730, and I don't expect much, but we'll give a quick comparison between the two as far as what this card did in Unigen Haven benchmark, and also between the 1060, and show you what huge gap there is between them. And yeah, well, if it works, it's free, right? And that's something I can use for a different system, hopefully. Get it running at least, you know. desktop or whatever. We'll test the Zotac card and we'll run like some Haven benchmark or something for a bit, and that'll give us a little bit of a test on the RAM, at least a little bit, and the graphics card, of course. So. Well, the 1060 NVIDIA works like a charm and should provide adequate gaming for, you know, entry-level games, and it was worth the $50, definitely. So that was a great success. I mean, just for the memory alone, for two 8GB sticks, 3200 megahertz DDR4, I mean, the prices are going up there. You could still find some deals for maybe $50-$60, but overall, if you're going to go for an AM4 system or even a 11th, 12th, maybe even a 13th gen Intel motherboard that's going to support those CPUs with the DDR4, some of those boards do support DDR4. Even if you want to double your RAM, whatever, prices are through the roof. I would just say that this is a great deal. It worked fine, and I got a few extra pieces and parts. I mean, if you're in this type of tinkering, restoring, fixing, upgrading business, whether you're doing a YouTube channel or whether you're just love doing it, tinkering with it, upgrading, you need those extra parts just in case something happens. And if you're going to flip a system, you're going to build a system, give something to someone else to help them out. Even that GT 730, even though it won't be a gamer's card, it can be perfectly fine for someone who's going to be surfing the web, doing basic office tasks, or even older gaming titles, you know? So I think that was a great score, and especially the power supply, basically $10. I mean, what are you going to get? $40 for a white Thermaltake 600 watt? If you're lucky. So look for more of this type of content where I look for deals and, you know, test them out. A lot of these upgrades to PCs are getting harder and harder or cost prohibitive, so I'm going to be focusing on stretching your PCs a little bit farther, getting a little bit more bang for your buck, adding just a few minor things, doing tweaks, and that's what I'm going to focus on future episodes. And if you're interested in some of the testing things that I have, like this little gadget and a few other things, check out the links in the description section below, and I'll put some stuff there for you to check out. It really helps me out. Thanks a lot. Well, thanks for watching. Remember this tech.